I just spent 60 hours playing a game that I don't think is actually very good. Ghost Recon Wildlands was pretty universally seen as a 7 out of 10 back when it came out in 2017 out of 10. The writing is among the worst of any game I have ever played. The voice acting comes across as like a middle schooler's idea of what they think sounds cool and awesome. The American interventionism power fantasy of hunting down a Bolivian drug cartel by blowing up tangos everywhere you go is problematic, to say the least. So why did I play this game so much? Because kids, sometimes, at the end of the day, Daddy doesn't always want the cautiously prepared 5-star Gordon Ramsay dinner, all right? Sometimes he wants Pizza Hut. It's critically mid comfort trash. It might not be good for your brain, but spin me right round and call me dead or alive. Extreme beach ball, holy shit. Maybe I do like sports, dad, chumba, wumba, hubba hubba. But many of these critically deemed 7 out of 10s are often capable of scratching a specific itch. An itch that those esteemed 10 out of 10 hold forward while your character shimmies through a tight crack games just can't quite scratch. The only thing they scratching is that tight crack on their ass. The best 7 out of 10s might not always fully stick the landing, but hey, at least it's trying out some cool new trick. Don't worry about the haters, brother, I gotcha. 7s walk so that 10s can steal their mechanics later and win a bunch of awards. That's why 6 scare of 7, not cause they not. Take the Just Cause series made by Avalanche Studios, you know, some real solid 7 out of 10 games. Do people like them cause they're polished? Are you blind? Are you here right now? Is he stand up or is he in your chair right now? People love the physics-based sandbox of chaos and explosions and creativity and gliders and scratches chin, ponders, what's in like every game in the past 5 years? Perchance it's gliders, my lord. Wildlands is borderline race car most of the time, so that's pretty rough. But if you ignore all that stuff, it's also a gorgeous, massive sandbox of opportunity that grants you so much freedom in how you want to pursue your objectives, and you can play it with your friends. And surprise, surprise, it's made by the undisputed king of the 7 out of 10 open world game, Ubisoft. Who the fuck you calling soft, brother? You're the soft one. Matter of fact, you be making me soft with that fugly ass ball of yours. Say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. We often give Ubi Software a bunch of crap for what they do, and yeah, honestly, we should. They do a lot of dumb shit. Ubisoft Connect can connect its foot to my ass. Wait, scratch that, reverse it. But the sheer amount of solid 7s and 8s that they consistently squat out that then go on to influence much better games is frankly astounding. Is the AI gonna be smart? Am I gonna be smart? I'll give you a hint. The answer is the same. Are the animations gonna be polished? Does a bear shit in a Ubisoft outpost? No. Well, sometimes they do. There are bears in Far Cry. Scratch that. Reverse it. Is your companion gonna ask you to take the vehicle off of sweet jumps even when it's a helicopter? I don't know. Let's ask one of our genius tango operators over here.
This ride ain't all bad.
Shit, give me a beer and I'll pretend we're back home off the coast of Myrtle Beach.
Still think you're 22 or something?
Nah, I'm just looking to hook up with 22-year-olds.
What do you...
Sure
no,
you
say the
Too
line
bad
about the fucking jumps, you creep. But now let's compare a Ubisoft open world to a 10 out of 10 open world like GTA 5. Can you tackle objectives however you want? I'll give you a hint. The answer is no. But is it way more detailed and polished and generally functional? Yes. And it's also way more accessible to a mass audience because, like many other prestige 10 out of 10 games, it practically plays itself. And people go, whoa, this is just like a movie. I get to hold forward and lock on to dudes. This definitely isn't just ripping off Michael Mann's Heat 10 out of 10. Obviously, Ubisoft's quality standard is vastly inferior. That's not my point. Most people are gonna enjoy GTA 5 as a product way more, and justifiably so. But I guess my dumbass point is that a critic score does not always tell the full story of exactly what an experience entails and what might appeal to you. And also in Heat, Al Pacino says, great ass! In summary, Nakey Jakey's in defense of the 7 out of 10 games has a couple interesting points that are sadly buried underneath a wealth of poop and fart jokes. A 7 out of 10. Hi, I'm Jakey. And Jakey. Thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. My attention span is fucked. I need multiple screens in front of my eyes at all times so I can keep the darkness away. But anytime my current browser is open during my gaming time, my gaming performance is awful. But not with Opera GX. GX Control lets you limit the amount of CPU or RAM that your browser gets to use during your gamer time. Just look at how much nicer Opera GX is to your CPU and RAM versus the other guy. I hate when my browser is boring and looks like this. Opera GX has the GX Store, which has GX RPGX mods. There's so many wacky kooky mods, including the official Nakey Jakey one, that has its own background music, keyboard sounds, opening and closing of tab sounds, theme and colors of the browser, dedicated wallpaper. You can also disable and enable individual mods on the mods menu located on the sidebar. Opera GX also has a quick import tool that lets you quickly import all of your stuff from your previous browser, like browsing history, bookmarks, and cookies, on over to Opera GX. It's also compatible with every Google Chrome extension, much like my ex-wife is apparently compatible with everyone except me. Use my special link down below to download Opera GX today. In summary, this transition back to the main part of the video was pretty smooth, but ultimately plagued by my untimely divorce. A heartbreak out of 10. Take Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Most critics reviewed this game lower than the first one, with a lot of 7 out of 10s. But ask anyone who's played both games, and they'll likely tell you how much better of a game Shadow of War is. This Metacritic score may as well be ancient hieroglyphics to them, and they are not Tomb Raider, Crody. They cannot read that. The Nemesis system is vastly superior in Shadow of War, which I think alone makes it a much more worthwhile experience to spend your limited precious gamer hours on before you inevitably die. But also, take this all with the fattest grain of salt, because this is all coming from a guy that typically does not give a shit about most video game stories. And the reason for that, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. Haha, LOL, remember that one? In my personal experience, I think a lot of especially AAA video game stories are some pretty droll, uninspired garbage featuring like the most insipid millennial-ass writing ever. And I do not hesitate to skip a cutscene. And if I don't even have the option to skip a cutscene, that's an immediate C sanitary rating for come on. Which is an interesting thing when it comes to reviews, right? One critic is gonna place way more importance and weight on certain qualities versus another critic, story being a huge point of contention for many. So Shadow of War gets a lot of lower scores than Shadow of Mordor because of a shitty story and bloated size. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that stuff because it's not why I'm here. I'm here to kill funny orcs. I'm not here to 100% every game I play. Get a job. Not to grind your gears. This actually sort of is my job. Obviously, in a perfect world, you should get great gameplay and story, but if you realistically don't expect a Tarantino-level screenplay every time you boot up your Xbox 5, suddenly, a lot of those 7s are actually starting to look like 8ers or 9ers. Hey yo, Niner, we got a 319! Dying Light is such a fun and unique blend of fluid movement and zombie combat, and it absolutely nails both of those core features. It just feels really good to play. But check the critical reviews and it's a lot of 7s, pointing out a shitty story, which it is, with shitty characters, which they are, and repetitive story objectives lacking real player motivation, which they do if it's good, your main reason for playing the game is the riveting story. If you're here to kill zombies and be terrified while running around nighttime with your friends, the only objective you need is an icon on the map saying, come get y'all juice. Okay, but now look at Dying Light 2, which also received a lot of 7s. I mean, honestly, it's a lot of the same reasons as the first game. But for me, 2 was a disappointment for different reasons. The satisfying ragdolls from the first game were just fully absent, and it just didn't feel as good to kill zombies in this game, which, along with doing cool jumps, I do so very much love a cool jump, that's why I'm here. I'm not here to find out what happens to generic 20-something male game protagonist who mysteriously sounds like every other f***ing 20-something male game protagonist in every game ever. I love skateboarding, and I also love games that have a high skill ceiling and take some time to master, you know, like Super Smash Bros. Melee or Big Buck Hunter Arcade Nude Mod Texture Pack. So you take a skate simulator like Skater XL or Session, both games that reviewed very poorly. I mean, I'm talking more like 5 or 6 out of 10 because of the price, the bugs, the difficulty, the lack of a true single-player campaign, all totally valid reasons. But at the same time, I have played them this much, and I have deduced that Session is actually the much better game. One man's trash is another man's virtual tech deck that I can play for hours and hours on end, giving myself my own objectives and challenges, much like a baby that just took your phone and found the settings app. At the end of the day, what even is a review score but an arbitrary number that some person online just chose and said, yeah, I know that's right? Why is it so deeply rooted in our caveman brains to assign rankings to everything and pit everything against each other with tier lists and top 10 lists. Restaurants, movies, video games, people. Are you a 7 out of 10? Am I a 7 out of 10? This video title isn't even an original thought. This person wrote about the exact same concept before I did, and this person wrote about it before they did. Are we all just doing and saying the same things? Does any of this even matter? Are we purely defined by the numbers that assess us? This video gets less views. This video gets more views. YouTube won't let me forget the numbers, Mason. Nothing is real, Mason. What's the point of anything if it's all actually mid? Maybe we should all just play Wildlands in this bar. Yeah, that sounds good. But maybe the magic was lurking in the mid all along. Is the beauty of our daily lives actually sourced in the mundane moments we deem to be seemingly unexceptional? Maybe the truly exceptional moments are the ones special and individually unique to us. The things that we like, even if this one chronically online yoga ball gamer said it made them want to Ubisoft connect their foot to ass. Maybe everything was a 7 all along. I'd be okay with that. A 7 feels most accurate when reviewing our collective experience on this blue orb. It's mostly good with a little bit of trash sprinkled on top for good measure. A 7 out of 10. And I'm okay with that. Thank you for watching my video, brought to you by Ball Creative. First merch drop pre-orders should be shipping out around now, at the time of this video going up, so expect that. Comment your favorite 7 out of 10s. Oh my God, he's gonna do it again. Is he here right now? Is he stand up or is he in your chair right now? Comment below, rate, subscribe, f that bell up. Just bless up till you dress up. Is he here right now? Is he stand up or is he in your chair right now? Got that out of the way. Truffle butter on your pussy, I'm gonna eat it in the morning.